Aaron Torres joining us right now from Fox Sports Radio and Aaron Torres Media. AT, you got a little time to make it to Bud Walton Arena for the watch party tomorrow. So you get to buy a plane ticket. What do you think?
Well, I don't think I can make it, but I do know this. I'll be in New Orleans next week. And, if the Hogs make it, maybe we can all just do a little – well, we can't do a watch party because I got to leave before the game on Saturday. But I'll be there Wednesday to Friday. So I'm just saying no pressure on you guys or the station or Ty Richardson or whoever's running things over there. But I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Bud Walton. But it doesn't mean that we can't be clinking beers and throwing back and having a jolly old time these next few weeks.
Well, AT, if Arkansas does win, we will be there, or at least most of the station will be there Wednesday. So I will have a beer with you Thursday night, if Arkansas wins.
Wow. Phil, you're going to be on the road, right?
Yeah, I'm in Missouri right now for baseball tonight and through the weekend, and then next week we've got baseball games in the middle of the week, so I unfortunately would not be able to make it to the Final Four because, I got other things that I get paid to do. But,
the only reason I ask, Phil, you'll appreciate this. There is talk. It's not often you're in New Orleans and you give up a Friday night in NOLA. But I'm thinking about driving down to Baton Rouge. They play Auburn on Friday night on the Diamond Tigers. I don't know if that's what – I know we got the Diamond Hogs. I don't know if they call them the Diamond Tigers. But I'm thinking about it, Phil. You've told me that's one of the most impressive facilities that you've seen. So I know we got to talk basketball. We got an Elite Eight to worry about, and me and Drew having too much fun on Bourbon Street. But with that said, I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it, Phil. I'm thinking about it. That's
I know you are, because you're a big college baseball guy too, but you can't be right now because it's all basketball. And I would just ask you, so you're Arkansas now, and you've just knocked out the number 1 seed in the tournament, even though I would just venture a guess that most of the country is rooting for Gonzaga because they're still viewed as a plucky mid-major, even though they're not. Now you're trying to end Coach K's career tomorrow. And I have a sense there's a lot of people that are going to be rooting for Arkansas to do just that tomorrow.
Well, I think that, one, you're right. There are a ton. I mean, listen, it's funny because it's like the chicken and the egg thing of everybody wants Duke out, but it's also kind of a cool story that they're still in it. I was one of everybody that basically didn't think they'd be there. But it is interesting, man, and I'll say this, too, in the bigger picture. This is how you build a brand and how you build a program. You knock off Gonzaga. Everybody's watching. Can't wait to see what the numbers were on that game. And that Duke game is probably going to be the highest-rated game, probably of the tournament to date. Duke's game against Michigan State is the highest-rated game of the tournament to date. So great exposure for the Razorbacks. They've already, I think, won over a big portion of the country with how they came out last night. They were the better team. That was the great thing about last night, guys, from an Arkansas perspective, and from Eric Musselman as he continues to build this program. There were a couple of cheapies on Chet Holmgren, but you can't argue that was the best team on the floor was the Arkansas Razorbacks, the team in red. So just a great night overall. Obviously, the Duke challenge is going to be, it's going to be a challenge. Duke is a great program in their own right. But man, oh man, what a night last night. And as you said, Phil, what a challenge that the Hogs have ahead.
Yeah, they do definitely have a challenge ahead of them because it feels like for the first time that I can remember, people are secretly rooting for Duke, which is kind of weird because it's either you love them or, as most people do, you absolutely hate them. Can you remember another team in recent history that made it to the Elite Eight and feels like they are not only the underdog, but almost most of America is rooting for their opponent? Because most people are rooting for Vermont in the upset. Everybody loved the Teddy Buckets story for 2 days. And then, most people love their silly little brackets, so Gonzaga's going to win. And now Coach K's final tournament, his final game could be tomorrow, so people want to see him go out on high on top. Has anyone ever had such an uphill battle in just the minds of America like Arkansas seems to have?
Drew against the world.
Listen. I think I know who's making Eric Musselman's pregame speech on Saturday. Gee, my goodness, man! I don't know that America has quite seen it like that. What I would say is, listen, first of all, the road has been challenging to your point. I do think the Teddy Bucket stuff was real. I do think, last night with Gonzaga. I do think there's a portion of the country that wants to see him push through. And what I'll say about your Duke point, Drew, I think it's a great one. I noticed this first, and again, it's going to go back to baseball because everything does with me. I love baseball. But the first time I noticed this was Derek Jeter. Was like, for 20 years, everybody hated the guy. And then it's like, oh, like, he's going to retire, like, now. Like we got to enjoy this. And then he has the walk-off hit, and everybody loves him, and everybody's hugging and crying, and tears rolling down their cheeks. And so I'll be honest, Drew, I'm with you. I'm getting the same vibes on Coach K and Duke, is that, I think people are kind of enjoying this. And the one thing I will say, we can poke at Duke and criticize Duke, but the one reason that I'm enjoying it, now I'm curious to see if Arkansas can keep their momentum going, is because we all, I think, kind of assume, like, if Duke makes a run here, there's going to be some calls and some questions and some this and some that. What's been awesome the last two games is they're the younger team that's never been there before, a bunch of freshmen, a couple sophomores, and they're rising to the occasion. So that's why I don't have a fundamental issue with Duke, just enjoying the Duke ride, is because if you're a great team, and in both games they've trailed in the final 4 minutes, and they've just made more plays, and it wasn't the refs, and it wasn't Coach K. Like, that was my takeaway from last night, is even Jim Nance is, the Coach K, it continues for one more game. And it's like, I get that it's about Coach K, but they just had dudes out there making plays. So I think you're right, Drew. I am surprised. It feels like secretly people are probably enjoying this more than I was anticipating. But I also respect the way that Duke has won these games, because I think we all had a vision of how this tournament was going to play out for them, and they're just proving us all wrong. They really are.
AT, we get just a couple more minutes. I want to ask you, Musselman is such a great coach, and I think, where he's great on the offensive side, planning things, but just his ability to, pick a team's strength and take it away from them is jaw-dropping. You saw that yesterday. Gonzaga never got the fast break going. Arkansas made them really uncomfortable when they had to be in the half court, and I know Duke's been held under 70 points in 3 of their 6 losses. So, what do you have to do to slow Duke down, because they're another offensive juggernaut?
It's such a great question, Phil, and it's something I've been kind of trying to wrap my head around over the last, 12 hours or so, is that exactly what you said. Muss is so great at taking away your strength. And I thought last night putting Audice Toney on Andrew Nembhard, their point guard, was brilliant. And then the fast break stuff was brilliant. Attacking Chet Holmgren was brilliant. Here's the thing. Duke is maybe the only team in college basketball, at a super high level, that has all five guys can beat you. And all 5 guys are like NBA caliber players. So I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know that there's a coach I trust more to figure it out than Coach Muss. That doesn't mean I think they're going to win. I just think that, you look at what he has done in this time. I don't think the challenge is any greater than Gonzaga. I don't think the challenge is any greater than some of the teams that you faced in the SEC. I'm not smart enough to know what the game plan is. That's why Coach Muss is one of the best in the business. But I am fascinated to see how he handles this team that is not only really talented but playing well.
You got that right. All right, we'll leave it there. Well, hopefully we're talking with you in New Orleans next week. That would be really awesome, Aaron.
Hey, T, if we're there, I'll bring another headset. You can do it with me live from wherever I'm at, if you want.
The 3 of us, we need to talk Sunday if this thing goes down the way that we all hope it does, okay?
You got it.
All right. We'll have a little powwow. The 4 of us. Sounds perfect. Aaron, have a great weekend and enjoy the games. Thanks for your time.
It's that time of year as college basketball takes center stage with the tournament finally upon us. If you're looking to wager this year, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your updated odds and info, along with great contests, including the bracket contest, where you can have a chance to take home the top prize. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's BLEAV. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. BetOnline, where the game starts.